We can land rockets on barges in the middle of the ocean, but we struggle to find people in the dark. But thanks to modern tech and a trick nature perfected millions of years ago, we might finally be making progress in that area. Welcome to the Goodish News channel. I'm Ashley, and instead of covering all the depressing news stories that everyone else is talking about, here we live in blissful ignorance from the hellscape that surrounds us for 5 to 7 minutes, give or take. Also, I apologize for my voice. I'm obviously fighting off a virus, and unfortunately I sound like one of Marge Simpson's chain-smoking sisters, but here we are. We're just all doing our best.
I have never been angrier at you.
Me too. This is a hospital. If you want to smoke, go do it in the stairwell with the doctors.
Engineers at Worcester Polytechnic Institute are developing small flying robots inspired by bats to improve search and rescue missions during poor weather conditions, or just nighttime. As you know, traditional drones rely on cameras and visible light. That works fine during daylight with clear skies, but it becomes unreliable in smoke, darkness, fog, rain, snow, wind, or heavy debris situations. In low visibility, cameras can't detect obstacles until it's too late. To solve this problem, engineers turned to the only mammal truly capable of flying: bats. It's just too bad I didn't release this on Halloween. Hindsight. Bats navigate using echolocation. They emit a high-frequency sound, then listen for the echoes, which are then bouncing off of things like trees, buildings, or cave walls. That allows them to detect shape, distance, and motion, even in total darkness. There are over 1,500 species of bats. They're the second largest group of mammals, after rodents. And as much as we like to group them in with rats and mice, no, they're not rodents. Also, they're not blind, so let's just get that one out of the way right now. In fact, many species have impeccable vision. So if anyone tells you that you're blind as a bat, just take it as a compliment. But they mostly use their sense of hearing and echolocation to navigate and hunt. Some species have wingspans up to 6 feet, like my favorite bat, the giant golden-crowned flying fox. If you haven't figured it out by now that I'm the type of person that would have a favorite bat, you've got a lot to learn. Other bats are tiny, like the bumblebee bat, which weighs about as much as a dime and measures up to 1.3 inches in length. Most bats eat insects, which means they help control pests naturally. Depending on the species, a single bat can eat anywhere from hundreds to thousands of mosquitoes in a single night. Other species eat fruit and pollinate plants like agave and disperse seeds wherever their little droppings land. The technical term is guano, but droppings just sounds cuter. More than 300 types of fruits rely on bats for pollination or seed dispersal, including bananas, mangoes, and perhaps most importantly, cacao.
Hey, little boy, my chocolate must be untouched by human hands.
So bats are already highly optimized night navigators and essential to ecosystems. And the WPI team is trying really hard to copy their super navigation skills. The researchers developed drones equipped with ultrasonic sensors and AI software. The sensors emit sound and detect echoes similar to bat echolocation. That allows the drones to detect walls or objects that a camera-based drone might miss. During tests, the drones were able to avoid obstacles in darkness, dense fog, and simulated snow. They could even avoid clear plexiglass walls. The goal is a system small enough to deploy quickly, cheap enough that emergency responders can use them widely, and rugged enough to work when infrastructure like power and lighting is down after a disaster. The research hasn't been without its challenges. One problem researchers had was the propeller noise interfering with the sensors, but they fixed this using specially designed 3D printed propeller enclosures to reduce interference. To be completely honest, these experimental drones aren't at bat-level echolocation performance quite yet, but the progress is there, and the potential outcome could be huge for people who are in need of being found. Search and rescue already uses drones today, and they're credited with saving a lot of people. Just last month, drones helped locate flood victims stranded on rooftops in Pakistan. One was used in August to locate a man who was stranded behind a waterfall in California, and in July, they were used to find a clear path to some mine workers in Canada. Modern drones can carry thermal sensors, digital zoom, and AI pathfinding. They can upload data through cellular networks, and some have auto-landing to avoid crashes during weather shifts. But even the best camera drones still struggle when visibility drops to near zero. That's the missing piece the bat-inspired research is focused on. If this approach keeps improving, future drones could help locate survivors in collapsed buildings, whiteout conditions, or wildfire zones filled with smoke, places where cameras and thermal sensors aren't quite enough. Nature has already found a solution to these problems. Humans are now just trying to reverse engineer it. And if it works, it means a situation that once required daylight, luck, and lots of hours on foot could be handled by a small robot flying blind, but not actually blind. If you're looking for more good news in your life, be sure to check out this video right here. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing so we can ignore all the bad news together.